I want to give the word now to Mr. Mihail Dumitru from DG Agri, who wants to make us a speech. I think, can he go on stage with the microphone? Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I feel a little bit intimidated after the performance of Lucia to speak, but please bear with me a few minutes. I will not keep you very long. So, first of all, I am very honored and very pleased to represent the European Commission DG Agriculture and Rural Development to this anniversary event. And I will start by wishing you a happy anniversary. And in the tradition of my home country, Romania, usually we wish to such anniversary health, a lot of health, and a lot of happy and long life. And this is what I want to wish to Elard. And we are now at the 30 years anniversary. And I am looking to Elard and to the chair, to the president, Marian, and I want to thank her very much for, first of all, for the initiative and for the courage to organize this gathering. And I have to tell you from a personal point of view that I appreciate very much that we have for a very long time the opportunity to speak in person, to meet people in person, to discuss, to enjoy such moments, to drink, eat, visit projects. So it was really a big pleasure for me, and I want to thank you very much. And you and your enthusiastic and competent team that made this possible. I also want, being my first visit in Sweden, I also want to turn to the leader family here in Halmstad and in the Holland region, and to turn to the leader family and to the authorities that receive us so warmly. And I want to thank them for the hospitality, for the kindness, and taking very good care of us. Thank you also very much for this. Well, we are now at an anniversary. So we have 30 years of leader history. And you know, my colleagues, they present a nice speech for me, which I decided not to read, but I will use some of the I will use some ideas they put in, however, so they will not get very upset on me. So first of all, they started by making a comparison between 1991 and 2021, and they said there are similarities. And I admit a very strong similarity in terms of radical changes ahead of us between these 2 years. And let me look back a little bit to the history. So 1991, long time ago, 30 years. Yesterday, some of the speakers, they mentioned what means 30 years. My commissioner said it's an age where a person decides to enter in very substantial project in life. Indeed, 1991 was a year of radical change on our continent. I mean, it was 1 year after the fall of the Berlin Wall, the end of the Iron Curtain, and I'm coming from that part of Europe that at that moment I was not even dreaming that one day I can share with you some moments here, because I was not dreaming to get out of my country. So it was a moment where many countries in the continent, especially the Central and Eastern European country, they were very happy to rejoin the European family and to reunite the continent. I mean, it started with the reunification of Germany and then with the accession of many new member states to the European Union. And it was at that moment that somewhere in Brussels, someone, I don't know whom exactly, had the idea to put forward a new initiative, which was called LEADER. And initially it was it was tested a little bit like a laboratory testing for 3 years, 1991, 1993. And then it has grown substantially since. So the figures I was looking at show that we started with 217 local action groups at that moment. Indeed, there were only 12 member states, and then we ended up having 28, and then back to 27. But now we have a family of more than 3,300 lags. And I have to admit that this family, it's a very nice family. It is a very professional family. And here, when you talk to the people, you feel this. You feel that they all belong to this. They know what they are talking about. They all want to share experience, and they are happy to work in this framework. I wanted to mention some more figures, but leader is not only about figures. It is about people. But just to give you also the dimension of the task you have gradually taken. So when leader has started, there were about 1.2 billion euro run through that leader at that moment, and this has multiplied by 10 since. With the CLLD, of course, with applying leader method to CLLD. So if my figures are correct now, I think you here, you are running and managing projects ending up with something like more than 12 billion euro. And I'm talking on public expenditure, and especially with the EU contribution, but this amount might be bigger even if you take into consideration other funds. So I think we are very proud of the leader method. So it was a method, you know very well, the 7 principles. And I think it proved to work very well and proved to be a very well adapted method for local development, which is looking to the solution at each place. It's a place-based, it's a bottom-up, it's a partnership, it's an innovative method. And we are very proud of it. And this is why we also support it very much, and we promoted it. I was only talking about the lags in the European Union, but I know that here with us in Ellard, we have also friends which comes from other countries and which have entered into the leader family and leader philosophy. We have the friends from the Western Balkan, the countries seeking accession to the EU. We have the neighborhood countries. We have other countries that would like to develop and use this method to develop their rural areas. And I also want to wish them well and to continue to be part of this family. I mentioned yesterday in my intervention that we're also proud of this method, and we propose it in other parts of the world. So when we had the opportunity to support other processes in the world, I think we are looking, for instance, we work with African continent, which is the youngest continent in the world, and where Europe wants to engage more. We were thinking that this is an appropriate method of development, and we hinted, and not only hinted, we proposed it in a document, in an official document, that they can use it, and we can do more about this. And not only, I think in other parts of the world where the European Union is engaging for a peace process, for development, for growth, I think this is an appropriate method. This method has also some other big advantages, and I mentioned a few of them here. First of all, I think it's very adaptable. I mean, I'm not only talking how leader has grown over this year and how much the lags new task they engage with. I mean, in the beginning we started with few, and now we are doing a lot more, and I think you have become a sort of development agency all over the places, being engaged in select, not only in the strategies, but also in selecting good projects, paying attention to the quality and the results, and then entering into the management, including sometimes difficult aspects of the management. I know that sometimes it's not nice, and you may say, oh, that's not our job, because you want to be on the, let's say, the creative side, but I think management is also very important. And I am also referring to adaptability to different moments that appear, and we have to find rapid solutions. And I have fresh in my memory two recent. So one was the migration crisis in 2015, when we were asked to look, well, how can we intervene, and how can we integrate, and how can we address this issue. And I think we have immediately some good responses for lags, and we have started to work on this, and I think we were successful in, at least in some part of Europe. I think we did a little bit the same when the pandemic, COVID pandemic started, when we were looking what can we do quickly and how can we mobilize our actors quickly. And you are our actors in the field. And you are close to the people, and you know exactly what is possible, much more than us. And therefore, I think we very much appreciate the adaptability and your opening to adapt quickly to these situations. I was saying that leader is about people, and I think it was very, very important for us the development of this, let's say, social dimension, and your role, and the fact that you managed to attract, let's say, the most active people. I mean, these days, and the fact and the opportunity offered to us today to visit projects, and you here all demonstrated that you are such a strong family of leader with such strong competencies, with knowledge. And not only you, but you manage to attract other people, the people that have ideas, and they have good ideas and good projects. And I have seen today this, and I am very, very glad and very proud about this work you are doing here. So I am not going to keep you more from the dinner. I would like, being an anniversary moment, to turn to you, to Elard, to wish you all the best, to tell you once again that we count on you as a very solid partner for looking ahead. I mean, we discuss these days about our vision for the future 20 years. Of course, we have a lot of challenges ahead of us. I think you are a perfect messenger to our society about these challenges, and also the actors that can mobilize energies and, let's say, potential that exists in our rural areas to achieve these ambitious and these objectives. And I am turning to you, Marion, that I understood you have been elected for the next 2 years to chair the Elard, and I think yeah, we are counting on you and your team, and I wish you all the best, all success, and happy anniversary once again.